Well, today I'm in Fountview Penthouse, which is a city living apartment, and I decided to use some of the new packs that I purchased with the discount that they have out currently with the Sims 3 and Sims 4 packs. So I purchased one kit, which was the Courtyard Oasis, as well as Romantic Gardens and Luxury Party Kit. So those are some of the last couple of packs that I do not own and kits. I do have a couple more Create-A-Sim ones that I don't own, but since Create-A-Sim is not necessarily my expertise, and I already find so many cute things in Create-A-Sims, I'm not really sure I need to go out and purchase those. So I decided to use those different things from the Courtyard Oasis, which you can kind of see I used a combination of the arches as well as the doorways to create a really unique and basically detailed look with the windows and exterior. When you download this, if you're interested, you can find it on my gallery ID, Simisarah, Simisarah. You can download this and place it all in one chunk for the penthouses, which is really convenient. I do have a couple other apartments that I have done as well that are uploaded on the gallery that I make it so it's easy to download the entire thing and place it in one chunk. I do make sure that you know which apartment it's for so that it will fit like perfectly with that. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. So this ends up being a three-floor penthouse. It comes up to being over 200,000 simoleons, and it has, I think, four bedrooms, and then every single bedroom has an ensuite. Although two bedrooms end up sharing a bathroom, like a Jack and Jill situation, since they are the kids' rooms. Then I have an extra bathroom downstairs for guests, and the style I went for was a traditional Indian like mansion or palace. So we are with bold colors and textures and designs. We have, I think the Courtyard Oasis and Romantic Garden really capture a lot of those elements that you would find in the Indian culture, at least in the traditional Indian culture. And I fell in love with this whole build. Mostly because I guess, the traditional idea is that they have large families. They, especially in this like wealthy type of thing, they have large families that do large gatherings. So downstairs, I just create a ton of just fun social gathering spaces. This third floor that I'm working on currently is just an ideal space to entertain. So there's like a cute little garden on the very top here that your Sims can have parties hanging out underneath the just beautiful lights and the stars. And then on the inside of this third story room, we have a great entertainment space that ends up having a bar for entertaining guests, as well as the mixology career, as well as a piano and microphone, which adds two new activities and skills. You've got piano playing, as well as the ability to do comedy, mischief, singing as well on the microphone. So lots of good skill building items here at the very top. I used these cute little curtains from Luxury Party Stuff, but I ended up deciding not to use them because I didn't want the beautiful view to be obstructed by those curtains. Those curtains are found underneath the lighting, which I found interesting. They do give off a pretty good lighting in the space, but didn't end up going with that. Instead, I wanted to keep that view unobstructed. I do end up using these cute little firefly sconces, I would say, or lights on the wall. They're just so cute. They add a little bit more character to it. I also use the cottage living sconces as well. Next, you'll see this is my second floor. I started in the master bedroom here. I wanted to make it bold and colorful and have just lots of textures or textiles as well. So you'll see lots of curtains and tapestries on walls. You'll see the bold colors of red and orange and blue just to really make this place feel uh, like it fits in with their thing. I do end up using curtains, multiple, two from the paranormal pack there with the beads hanging down, as well as the movie kit I use to finish off the bar across. That gives this bed a look of having a canopy without necessarily having to use the city living one. I understand that that came with tapestries or like the curtains, but I didn't really like the wood look in it. I didn't think that really matched it, so I wanted to keep it a little less wood with the bed. Next, this is the ensuite bathroom to the master bath. I also go with some bold colors. We could start with this really bright blue that also comes from the Courtyard Oasis kit. I was pleasantly surprised at how the Courtyard Oasis kit seemed, or yeah, the Courtyard kit seemed to match a lot of the traditional Indian decoration vibe, and I wonder if that was done on purpose. I have noticed that some of the newer kits, such as um, the London Fashion, we've gotten some for, oh, I'm like blanking because I don't do creative sim kits, but I know we just had a brand new one come out from Costa Rica. So it seems like a lot of these kits are centered more around different nationalities or cultures, which kind of brings an interesting viewpoint on kits because I know that we talked about paying for representation does not seem to be fair, but build objects seems interesting that people don't have a problem paying for those. I will say I am one of the few people who probably don't hate the kits. I don't love how expensive they are, but I do think the kits do offer a lot more flexibility and can come out a lot faster than the game packs, expansion packs, and things like that, which leaves me feeling excited about playing The Sims and continuously wanting to come back, which is what I'm assuming EA had planned all along. Next, we have our closet that is connected to the bathroom. I make this a really neat, like, giant shoe wall over there, and then I put a podium where you can do changing in front of the mirror. Of course, that is kind of like you can use it and it's practical, but not necessarily with the mirror there, but I thought that looked cute. Next, we are going into our second bedroom, and this bedroom is also with a double bed. I envisioned either grandparents living here or possibly a teenager, but more adults type of thing. In their bathroom, I also went for a colorful look, but I did it a little differently by having a shower as well as like a lofted little garden area above the tub. I thought that made it look a little different and unique from the last bathroom. Bathrooms can become so challenging when they all look the same. So it was really my mission and my goal here to make the bathrooms stand out a little bit more. I do not end up having a door between the bathrooms and the bedrooms because I really wanted to use columns and the arches across to really create a little bit more character inside the home as well as just fit the style a little bit better. With the bed, I wanted to use this couch from Get Together. I thought the wood on the back of the chair really made sense with the style that I was going for with that traditional vibe. And so I end up having it stick out through the wall in the back. I come up with a way that actually makes it work a little bit better. But then I quickly realized that I did not finish up the bathroom in the master. I forgot the toilet because I wanted to make it a little bit separated. So I do that for both of the bathrooms to kind of give it a little bit more privacy, a little bit more shape to the room, and not just a giant rectangle. I also add a TV inside of there because a lots of wealthy places seem to have TVs inside of their miniature bathrooms. I love using these sinks as well. They're different. I love the bowls that come up, the blue bowls. They're so cute, as well as the little decorations underneath that are already built into that thing. That helped a lot with just moving a little bit faster. Didn't want to spend too much time cluttering it up. Above the bed, I wanted to add a little bit more tapestry to create more of that textile look as well. So I used the tapestry over on that wall, and then I used curtains along with the Blooming Kit Pack curtain leaf foliage to kind of complete the look. Next, we are in our third bedroom, and this I thought would be perfect for a little girl. I end up using 3 single beds because these beds from Seasons fit the characters so well with the curtains coming down. In the end, though, I do end up getting rid of them. I end up using I can't remember if it's a debug or not, but it is basically like a gazebo type thing that already has the curtains built in. So that ends up being what I put over there instead of using 3 beds combined. I do add lots of fun little toys in this area, as well as just like a nice play space. I get these really large rugs that create more textiles all over the place, lots of warmth, lots of fun. And of course, I had to add our tiger in here with the stripes. For some reason, I always think of like tigers being in palaces, and I don't know if that came from movies or not. I'm not sure. Anyways, this is our last bedroom, and this becomes the nursery. We end up with a little bassinet as well as a toddler bed from Eagle Lifestyle. And I'm sorry if you can hear my son. He is happy over there, but that is what we're working with right now, and I don't want to cut it out because that's so cute. Anyways, I end up using these chairs that are red and covered. I add a spa day hand and feet thing to the master bedroom in order to add a little bit more luxury as well as more activity and skill building items. The rocking chair out on the porch allows for knitting if you have the knitting pack as well. And then I take all of these curtains, similar curtains, and go ahead and add them to all the windows in the bedrooms using different colors depending on the color theme that I have for that bedroom. So this is the shared bathroom between the toddlers and babies room as well as the kids room. This one is not necessarily as large as the other bathrooms, but with them sharing it, they only really needed a tub, and so we made that work. For this bathroom, I used the blue tiles from the Courtyard Oasis or Courtyard kit, and I continue to go with the same sink in all the bathrooms. I add toothbrushes. I do end up going over the window a little bit, but I thought that worked well. And kind of then decided to finish off the toddler's room with a really nice cushiony rug. The next thing I started to decorate is the second floor like loft right off of the staircase. This is like the landing area, and I wanted to make sure that there was a nice little space for social gatherings because when your visitors come, they do end up having to go up both sets of flights of stairs in order to get to the very top where the party section is with that beautiful outside romantic garden and things like that. So this area needed to be pretty as well as functional for a guest. So I use a large grandfather clock. I end up using the same curtains from the rest of the house right there as well to cover the arches a little bit more to add more textiles as well. I end up using this giant banana tree from also the Courtyard kit. I love this giant plant. I was pleasantly surprised to see it in this pack. It was one of those items that I wish I had known about sooner. It might have prompted me to buy the kit a little bit quicker. I guess I could have done research a little bit more on it, but I did not realize how large it was and how beautiful and detailed it was. I also end up using one of the palm trees as well in there and a cute little, I think it's called an orchid plant for the end table. Next, I come back and I fix the closet for the second bedroom. I really didn't want any doors. I wanted to use the columns as much as possible to give a little bit more texture and things. And so that even goes into the closet as well for both of the bedrooms and things. The less doors for the beds, the better. Lastly, I come to the first floor and I finish off decorating down here as well. And I end up adding an office, and then I have a giant living room, a main bathroom for our guests, and then a giant dining room and a kitchen. The living room area ends up having lots of couches in order and space, just empty space, so that if you invited like 20 plus guests, you wouldn't all be crammed on top of each other. I also purposely did the bedrooms the way I did because I figured you could lock all those bedrooms in order to keep the guests out. That way, when they go up these beautiful set of stairs that remind me so much of the Princess Diaries, they had or not Princess Diaries because those ones are straight down the middle. I can't, what ones am I thinking of? But basically, every old historic palace place where they were having dances. They always seem to have two sets of staircases where the beautiful girl comes down the one side of the stairs and then the other goes on the other side. Actually, I do think that's from Princess Diaries as well, but I could be wrong. In the living room, so there is lots of extra space, but I also end up adding a TV on the large wall here, deleting some of those windows in order to make it happen. I wanted to use the projectile, the project, the large TV that screen things up on the large wall over there. And then I end up using the Star Wars base right there. So if you don't have that pack, that's really the only item from the Star Wars pack I end up using. So easy fix to delete and download if you are interested in downloading this. I wanted to add as many plants as possible to the entrance to create a very soft and just beautiful look. I use the paranormal chest right there as well. And then I get as many rugs as I can in here, overlapping them to really create a more cohesive look. Next, I also I went into my office area and my bathroom. The bathroom is very similar to the other bathrooms that we have in this house. It is nothing special. It's just one bathroom or one toilet and then our sinks. I did go for a more red, bold look down here, where the rest of the bathrooms I do believe are more orange or blue. This is when I realized I could use this type of gazebo thing instead of three beds connected, and I created that cute look for the girl. This bathroom I tried to make a little bit more special, but I just couldn't end up making it pop in a special way. But I did use a couple of different features in there, adding a very large mirror across the way, and as I head into our office space. I wish this office was a little bit bigger, but I think it ends up working. It also happens to be the only way into the dining space and kitchen, which I wasn't fully in love with, but I thought I really didn't want to move the staircase and the elevator situation because I thought that fits so neatly and beautifully. So this is the way your guests will come as they enter into the dining room space. I do keep the kitchen off to the right there. And I wanted both spaces to be extremely large, thinking of large social gathering dinners where we have these long tables, you have your family all the way up and down it. I end up using the luxury party chairs in order to get a couple more like blankets and tapestries. I get a couple of painting tapestries along the exterior wall, and then I use this bar from university. I do make it so that the swatch is not the llamas talking and it's to keep it a little bit more classy. Here in our kitchen, I had a very large kitchen with the mindset that this is something that a family does together, is create all of these different fun Indian recipes such as our curry. And if you don't know, the City Living comes with food stalls that you can go to the Indian food stall and get curry and I believe pad see and just a whole bunch of different like authentic Indian recipes, which I was thinking the family might do together down here in the kitchen as they work on getting ready for a large party. The cool thing about both the living room and dining room is they both have an exit out onto the main patio, so you have your one for your guests as well as one for cooking purposes. So I do end up adding two grills on the outside in order for your sim to be able to go out there and grill some of the foods and different things like that. I end up using that shelf with the two large canisters and things, which I don't use too often, but that was very fun to use. Also in the kitchen, I really wanted to make sure to have like a couple of like special things such as a teapot as well as a kava bowl to really add in more, I would say, traditional, but also just more uh, like did I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like trying to add more activity and skill building items as well as digging into other people's background and cultures. I added some fun rugs here to make it really bold and wild and fun, and there you could see my little sim that I had been using to kind of keep track of things and make sure I had enough money. I first use this grill, but then I switch out to the more traditional base game grills in order to complete the look of her traditional palace. And then we get a fun hot tub out here. We have a fire pit and just more space for entertainment purposes as well as just the beautiful uh, time outdoors with guests and things like that. I do end up adding beautiful little flowers over the top of the windows to create more look as well. I have these cool bonsai trees up at the top that are also skill building items. And I mean, this house is just naturally filled with things for your Sims to do to make gameplay a little bit more interesting. Anyways, I really hope you enjoy this build. You can find this up on my gallery ID for download. I want to thank you so much for watching this video and sticking along this far into the video. Hit the like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and stick around for the screenshots to get a closer view of all that was built in here. Thanks, bye.